Hello everybody. It is Monday the 23rd of October 2023. It's about 6:45 local time, 5:45 Maine time, East Coast time, and I'm just about to go pull the sail covers off and get sails rigged, and I'm on one of the moorings of the Shelburne Yacht Club, so hoping to drop that mooring in about 15 minutes. The wind has shifted north. However, we still got this drizzle and showers. It's supposed to clear out. It's supposed to just be partly or mostly cloudy today. But we got this favorable northerly wind, which I want to capitalize on to get south of Nova Scotia and get out into the Gulf of Maine. Then it looks like it's going to come southwest, and hopefully that'll give us a reach or a close reach to Harpswell, Maine. So we'll see what happens. And we're off. It's now 7:30 in the morning local time, 6:30 Maine time, and delayed about half an hour once again by technology. Couldn't get my GPS feed working for OpenCPN, so I had to go through a couple of reboots of my computer, a couple of restarts, and so now we're finally off and rolling here. Fairly light in here, don't need that reef in the main, but weather models are showing it's going to be considerably more wind once we get out there. Probably end up putting a second reef in the main. And we got this nice little current helping us too. I think we're on an ebbing tide, so we'll also have tidal current helping us out. So that little boost from the current is always nice. Little harbor porpoises. Wonder if they sneak into the fish farm there and go grab themselves some lunch. They look pretty fat. I'm getting to see all the scenery I didn't see coming in here because it was pea soup fog. So that's Cape Negro Island right there. And then if you can see that little white, that's another light tower. Those are the salvages. And pretty much past the salvages is where we're going to take our departure from Nova Scotia. And that big other thing on the horizon is a ship. And it's kind of distorted because you got the cold air. And actually the water's warmer. Now that I've gotten out further out to sea here, it's actually warmer than it was. It was really chilly this morning because that wind coming off the land was cold. I was mistaken. Those are the salvages right where I'm pointing. I don't know if you can see it through the camera. Then that ship I see on my AIS, you're not going to be able to see it through the camera. He's dead ahead. I just checked my logbook. And I departed Harpswell from Maine, for Maine, on August 22nd, so just about exactly 2 months to the day. And I arrived in Nova Scotia on the 25th of August. So if we manage to do this passage in 2 days, which might be pushing it a bit, but we're making good time now, Nova Scotia will be exactly a 2-month cruise. And we are taking our departure now. I can just barely make out. I think that's the lighthouse on Cape Sable. It's off that way to windward. I can still just barely make it out, but essentially we're taking our departure. Nova Scotia is disappearing below the horizon astern, where we're on our way back to Maine. As I said previously, the weather situation, I wanted to go direct to Cape Cod because it gets me a bit further south. However, these brisk northerly winds, which have us scudding on our way, are not going to last. It's going to go light tomorrow morning and then come around to the southwest. So right now I'm steering just about due southwest and got the hammer down here, driving her. We're doing about 5 to 6 knots. Nova Scotia was quite the cruise. And I have to say, despite having to weather 2 tropical cyclones and not always some very easy sailing, I have to say Nova Scotia is one of the finest cruising grounds. If you like remote islands and anchorages, Nova Scotia's for you. I mean, forget the Caribbean, that place is packed. But Nova Scotia, especially this time of year, I'd go into a lot of the anchorages marked on a chart, and there's just nobody there. Had it all to myself. So, but the other thing about Nova Scotia is you still have good services. Anywhere near the coast, I had 4 to 5G internet through my phone, and all the grocery stores I went to were well stocked. So you can enjoy these remote anchorages, but then when you need to get things, you know, once you get to one of the bigger ports there, there's well-stocked grocery stores, hardware stores, you know, pretty much all. It's all just first world top quality service, and the people there are very friendly. So as I say, I'm in Nova Scotia. I'm gonna give it 2 thumbs up. It's recommended. Now we're getting out from under the lee of Nova Scotia, and boy, did this pick up. Had to put a third reef in the Maine. Got about 25 to 30 knots now. I see a big ship over there too. I think we're getting into some of these tide ribs on the southwest corner of Nova Scotia. We should be far enough south not to get into the really bad ones, but still, with this wind, this sea state is just really getting gnarly. You can see all these breakers. Alright, code 0 is rigged, and we gotta get heading, we're pointed the wrong way here. So, I think I'll try sheeting the code 0 back. The problem is the swell. It's hard to. This is why I gave up sailing early this morning, because the self steering gear just couldn't manage it with this swell. You don't have much power to move her. Generally, once I can get far enough so the mainsail jives on the correct side, then I can let the main out. That'll give her a whole bunch of weather help, and she'll come right around. Just about winning this one now. That is a earned second cup of coffee. Yeah, I like it. We're moving. We're going in the right direction. And she's also much better. We're not getting knocked around with that swell because she's got a press of canvas on her. Good on you. It is Tuesday, the 24th of October, 2023. And we're kind of right in the middle of the Gulf of Maine. Brunswick Harpswell bears about 300 true and is about 130, a little over 130 miles from where we're at right now. Had a pretty rough, yesterday afternoon and early evening was pretty rough. I had her down triple reefed, reef stay, so she could barely stand up to that. Winds up around 30, and got into patches of overfalls from the currents around the southwest end of Nova Scotia. And I gotta tell you, boy, that was pretty rough. Plus it's cold. However, today has dawned with very little wind but a lot of swell, so it was still uncomfortable. But since now these southerlies are starting to work in sooner than what the forecast said, so I got the code 0 set, and right now we're chugging right along. I still got her on a westerly heading, basically to get south of the track, because these winds are supposed to pick up, according to the forecast model, which is about a day and a half old now. But they're showing them picking up from the southwest, getting up about 15 to 25 knots overnight and into tomorrow. And so I just want to make sure, or as make as sure as I can, that I'm going to have an angle on that southwest wind. So as I say, right now, the true course to Harpswell, to Ragged Island, which is the entrance into Quahog Bay, is 300. So as long as the wind doesn't come too much west to southwest, that's a pretty comfortable close reach. So anyway, but if I keep going west for a while, even though it adds a little more distance, it also helps. It also helps that course. So get our course to home there, more northwest. So if the winds do come west or west-southwest, probably still have enough of an angle on it to lay the course. So that's the strategy. For the time being, just lovely sailing out here, and I'll take it. I mean, nice sailing, and we're making good speed, doing about 5 knots. And so all is well on board. And yeah, 130 miles. With good progress, we should be off Ragged. If the wind forecast holds, we should be off Ragged late tomorrow, basically just before sundown. And I've been into Quahog many times. It's a tricky entrance, but with the chart plotter and the fact that I've done it numerous times, I should be able to sail in darkness without too much trouble. So anyway, that's all the news that's fit to print. And we'll talk to you tomorrow. Consider supporting this channel by becoming a patron. As a patron, you will be able to view my videos free of ads. You will also be able to leave comments, ask questions, and message me directly. You can become a patron for as little as $5 a month.